Hi, Becca.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Very good, yeah. How are you?
We just had pasta. I'm good. I'm
I know.
very full.
I'm full and satisfied.
This is my cousin that I'm talking to, and I'm so happy to have her on because I feel like if anyone, it's like having a conversation about art and about stuff is like so much easier when you have such a good connection with the people already.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. We're going to just talk about film and all of the wonderful things that go into that because you just graduated, or yes.
I'm
yes.
about to.
You're about to. You're about to graduate from York University's film program.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, I'll get my BFA in film production.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's wild.
You did that.
Damn.
4 years of
4 years.
Intense shoots and
all random shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the hardest project that you worked on in your 4 years? One that is you're just I learned a lot from that.
Yeah. I would say then because I think all the film, I did 3 sort of fiction, drama films where I wrote and directed and kind of produced too, sort of.
Definitely.
And I would say the one I did in 3rd year, maybe I learned the most because it was such a huge jump. I was working with 15 to 20 people on my crew, and
Great.
it was we casted people union actress, so I had to go through so many more steps than I had ever before, and it was scary. And my teacher was she was good, but she was also just really harsh and difficult to work with sometimes, so hard to be motivated or navigate through that.
Totally.
Just it was really it was the first time I'd been a director for kind of a leader for that many people on sort of an art project of mine. So that was just really weird. But
did you like the sense of leadership?
Yeah, and it was. Sometimes I didn't really know what I was doing, but I think from it I learned so much about what I wouldn't do and what I would. I think it was and it didn't totally feel like I was the sole. I definitely wasn't the sole leader or anything because there was I had so many other people controlling their own departments. So it was actually kind of it was kind of nice. When we filmed all in this one house, and I stayed with our grandparents while we were shooting because it was really close. And every morning, my dad would leave earlier to go set up food for everyone coming. And
he was so good about that.
I know, he was. My dad's just the best person ever. He's supported me so much on my sets, and the rest of my family. And then. I would leave later, and Grandpa would chauffeur me to set.
What could be better?
And I would walk in, and there would be food there for me. It was just, it was dumb, you know.
It felt like a set.
It felt like I was working
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Film crew, and one of the most, because I was a part of that for a little bit.
Yeah.
A small little role, but what amazed me the most about coming into that environment was you said, everyone has a job to do. Everyone's part of the team. Yeah. Yes, maybe you wrote the script, you directed it, but if the gaffer is not holding the light properly,
everyone, it
holds everything, you know?
Yeah, film is such a collaborative art form. It's so many different things. It's and it's such a mixture of art and business too. When you're actually making real films out there. So it's it's such a weird thing. If you're doing it's more specifically documentary or a drama, it's such a collaborative process in so many ways. I was talking to this producer a while ago, and he said that the director is kind of the worst position because you kind of just
really okay.
You don't really unless you're like like Quentin Tarantino or something, where you're a director, writer, producer.
Right.
A lot of the times, like, directors come on and, like, they just kind of do their job and then they leave. But, like, for the day. But, like,
because that's just the job they do, kind of thing.
Exactly. They're just
If they're
focusing
just directing.
on, like, making, like, sort of controlling just what you see on screen. But, I mean, yeah, like, it was, I have my cinematographer, and she, like, has her people working for her, and I have my gaffer, and then there's people doing art, and like, and then we all try to come together. And so it's a huge, like, it was just such a huge learning experience. Like learning how to get everyone to work together to have their same vision. Sort of like we all have like sort of this collective goal, and to get that to just like gel, especially under sort of like you feel fairly under pressure, and like when you're on a shoot, it's tiring and you're like worried about getting everything done. So it's a high stress situation usually. And so trying to get people to also like work well, be creative. It's just, it's like a wild time all around. I definitely I learn so much on every single production I work on. And whatever role I'm doing, like it's the best way to learn, like getting in there and like just jumping in and like actually doing it. Because
I imagine too, like every project is different.
Yeah, every single project.
Like it brings different challenges, and even though like the same goal is to make the thing and to shoot it. Yeah. There's like, especially because you're working with people.
Exactly.
Of all ages. Do you find, like, the talent being, like, coming in and doing their thing, like, working with them? Especially if you don't know them, especially if they're union actors who, are just, like, coming in to a school project, for instance. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, that was, like, it's definitely a different vibe, or, like, that's just another different thing to navigate, because like usually for the most, like you're working with people you know more too, like for your crew. So we all have like a relationship, and then like it's really nice to work with actors like just, or at least like like rehearse with them for a while, like so you feel like you have like a little bit of a bond, because working with people that you've just met can be stressful. You don't know what they're going to be like, and you're asking them to be vulnerable and to like so it's it's tricky, but it's also fun, and like I think like basically the director's job is to cast. Like, that is pretty much
it's a tough job.
Like there's so many different considerations.
Like getting the look, getting the for this character, whatever it is.
It's the look, it's like the personality, it's and then you like obviously I think it's maybe the least important if they're really good, but like you want them to also just be someone you can work with. Like if they're perfect but like they're kind of an ass, like maybe you still go for it, but like it's just it's difficult. And definitely like my last film that I did in like my 4th year, I didn't make it too easy for myself, because I had a lot of like characters, and some of them were extras, and so like working with people that I wasn't paying, like, and asking them to come for like full days and like sitting there for long hours, like it's stressful. Like,
totally. Absolutely.
I have so many different like.
And was that stories. If I'm not mistaken, was that the project that like liability, or like you lost the footage? Was that the same project that you're talking about? When you worked with the extras? Didn't you lose footage on a project?
I'm trying to think.
Maybe I'm like dreaming. I remember you telling me that you lost footage, or like people didn't show up or something, and you had to do a full extra day of shooting.
Oh God.
That didn't happen.
Not that specifically, but
I'm stupid.
We have like lost people, and then I've had to try to get them back. That was a story.
Was that okay? Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
It's horrible. What?
well, there's
Explain.
many. Oh, well, I mean, there's many different.
You don't have to name names or anything. But I don't understand how you could walk away from a project.
Okay, well, there was this one scenario. I don't know if you want to take this out or not, but there was this one scenario where,
Let's do it. Let's spill the tea.
no, just like when I was because I also did a lot of first AD work, so
Okay.
I did I directed my own films and then I would do first AD work. So when I was a first AD, we had an actor supposed to came in the first day. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was like on location shoot, and then the following day, the day after the following day, he was supposed to come back in and do a scene where he uses a glory hole.
Ooh.
And we had like a prosthetic.
Did you really? Oh my gosh.
Like,
yeah.
And he said he was okay with it. He said he was okay with it for a long time. And like we went over it and everything. And then the day before, so like we were on the shoot and he was like, yeah, I'm dropping out of the project. And we're like, you're like one of the leads. Like you're like the older version of the lead. We're like, you can't.
And he had already shot a scene.
Yeah, so he had already shot a scene.
Oh my god.
And the worst part was, and I never told I didn't tell the director this actually, but this was a secret, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. But like,
project's over now, right?
Oh, it's fine now. But like, we hadn't even first we had. Like, whenever you have an actor on, when they first get there, they sign a contract, obviously.
Yeah.
He hadn't signed his contract.
What?
After working the first day. I asked the PM, I'm like, oh, well, we can at least use the stuff we already have. And she said, oh, he didn't sign anything. So we were in danger of losing that day. So I was freaking out. So luckily, we were able... I was really proud of that whole team, though, because, like, yeah, it was an upset, and we were, like, kind of freaking out, but then everyone was like, okay, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Made it work.
I called the guy. He was actually nice and, like, open to talking about it when we said we were going to kind of rearrange the way we shot it so he was more comfortable.
Okay.
And he did come back, and he finished... pretty much everything from, in the end, everything, like, he basically shot was cut out of the film, except for one shot anyways. So, this is the other thing. At the time, it seems like hell on earth and, like, the whole thing's ruined. Mm-hmm. And then months later, you're like, well, it's not even kind of where we're going with it.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was... there's always something crazy that comes up when you're shooting. There's always some kind of fire you have to put out every hour, And that was a big, like a good learning experience in many ways. Mm-hmm. In many ways of dealing with actors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I could see how that would be so stressful, like you say, in the moment. And you feel like you have no time, and you feel like you have to get something done.
Yeah, you feel kind of powerless. Like, you can't recast, really.
No, yeah.
You have almost no creative kind of, or like extra emotional energy to maybe like rethink the whole thing.
Totally.
Like everyone's on this vision and going to the school, and it's just... Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's probably things you could do before definitely to make it better, but there's also like things you just can't control, and so you have to be able to pivot or just like work with them.
That's true.
And I think everyone handled it well. But yeah, at the time I was like, oh my god, like it's like, why do we need all this stress right now?
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't
that was bad. But no one knew about that. That was a secret. But you know what? It's been enough time. Whatever.
Well, I'm happy you could share that with us.
Yeah, no, like that. I mean, yeah, every single shoot I've worked on, it's other things. It's always something I'm learning. So, I mean, obviously I have such a long way to go, but like definitely all this experience of working like in my film school, like during the film school time, all the 4 years, I learned like so much just based on like doing these projects and stuff.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was worth it.
I would say so.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I know you, like, film for you was sort of like it was there, but you weren't sure, right? You weren't sure what you were going to do. And then I'm so happy that you, like, were able to find that path and and like direct your energy into something that you like. I think you really did love from a young age.
Yeah, well, I wanted to be creative and tell stories. And like coming up to the time when I had to apply and then accept something, it was really like, I don't even know how I made the decision, to be honest. I'm so glad, like, I could, but I also can't really imagine, like, doing anything else at the moment. So, like, I'm glad, like, past me came to this place and figured it out. Like, yeah. I don't know.
I like have such vivid memories of us. Tessa too, like my older sister as well. Like, I don't know why I have this image of, I think we got it on video where we're like, Tessa was doing a reality show about like the garden in my back, and like you were, was it at the cottage maybe? I don't know, and like when I look back on that, I'm like, oh, like I didn't realize how integrated we were into like video and how like interested we were all into, and like nowadays like kids use phones all the time with their cameras and stuff. But I think like all those times that we sort of like put on shows, or you and me like wrote songs together, I remember like very clearly.
Oh yeah, so many.
It's like
actually.
It was there. We were like artistic and creative and entrepreneurish, and
we were always inspired kind of by what was going on around us. I remember like going to see The Lion King, and then we did like Lion King shows after for like a week. Like we were just like
every day is Lion King.
Like we're just totally into whatever. Like we just wanted to be creative with our surroundings. So
which is so nice to look back on and be like, wow, we're actually doing something creative.
And I know. Imagine like back then, like thinking about where we would be now.
Yeah,
weird.
Look at that.
Honestly.
And now, like present day, you've graduated, or you're about to graduate, and now you're working. You have an internship.
Yeah. This is finishing. This will finish off my time at York because I needed 6 more credits. So. Yes. It's great to be doing like an internship coming out of it because I mean I don't know if who knows if I'll get a job out of this specifically, but like
I think it's a good place to start.
It's so like I'm meeting people. I'm learning so much because I'm sort of doing like I'm a producer's assistant at this time. I'm kind of not sure that I really want to direct. I more want to write and produce. That's kind of how I felt after all of this. Like after directing a few times, like I'm like, okay, I like some of this, but what I really like is this, and that's where I feel more comfortable. So that is also a big thing I've learned from my projects.
Great.
But I'm learning because there's no like producer course at York. Yeah. And I think there are producer courses maybe at other places, but
the closest thing I think of at Ryerson is creative industries. That's very like just talking about projects, but I don't know.
Yeah. And like you can go to like Lyft and stuff and pay and take a course in producing, but I mean it depends who's teaching it too. Lyft is like
not the car.
No. I'm gonna butcher the acronym. It's basically Liaison for Independent Film
Festival.
Why don't I know?
TIFF? Yeah.
What's the T?
What's
it's a good place. Like you can rent equipment there, and but it's really gonna bother me if I don't.
If you don't.
Liaison of Independent Filmmakers of Toronto.
Independent Filmmakers of Toronto. Oh, Lyft. That's why I was thinking of Lyft.
Oh, Lyft.
Like TIFF, but Lyft.
Lyft, yes. But it's, what was I saying? Anyways, producing.
Yes, writing and producing.
Yeah, I'm learning so much about producing, because I'm really learning like the business side of filmmaking, and it's really like you kind of have to. It depends what kind of filmmaking you want to do, but if you want to make money, if you want people,
don't we all?
If you want like a large audience to see your film, if you're making it for people and then hopefully making your money back that you spend on it, because film can be very expensive.
Very.
You have to be like an entrepreneur, and you have to like there's half of it's the business side, half of it's working with the money, and so I'm just slowly like learning about that whole side. And it's really like there's lots of stuff that's kind of boring or like like
logistics and
like
not the creative stuff.
Yeah, but it's really exciting like to learn this. Because I really want to like know this stuff and then work on something that I care about like with other people and help make it happen for them. Or it's maybe something I've written and have it go, but like it's really cool to know. I'm learning all about like the different grants and like there's a lot of really good stuff actually for artists and filmmakers in Canada.
With the government, right? Is that what, like
there's government
like
grants,
funding and stuff?
And there's also like a ton of stuff with CMF and
Canadian
Media Fund. And then there's Telefilm,
cool.
which has a really good they have like this talent to watch program, which my professors were like a part of. So they told us a lot about that too in last year. But it's great. Like you can apply and they'll give you like $125,000 for your first feature.
No,
get in. Like it's
what?
And you have like
that's awesome.
It's very cool. There's lots of different stuff.
Like it's so nice to know that you have like support financially.
There's a lot of different supportive things for young filmmakers in Toronto. It's really cool.
That's good to know.
It's good to just like know how to get your foot in the door with that. And then I'm learning, like expense reports and like tax credits and
that sounds like a time.
Distribution charts and deferrals and like boring things, but I mean important stuff. Contracts and things like that. But no, it's really cool and
how long is it going on for?
Yeah, well, the internship I'm doing is for 200 hours. That's what you have to do to get your credits. So I'm halfway through right now.
Hey.
Yeah, I've only been there for a month. So I mean, I might be done kind of soon. But yeah,
really soon.
Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm really enjoying working with them. Everyone's super knowledgeable and like
nice. And they like accept you in, like you're not
like
it's told to get coffee or whatever.
No. They like put their faith in me and let me actually like be a part of the team and help out and work with them. So that's really fun.
Yeah, as they should. I think like there's no small roles. Goes the same for like business teams or like just being there in the environment, in the experience of it all. Do you like? And you said you see yourself going into producing and writing more.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Because I think like I have certain skills that are good for a director, but I just have seen and know other people that I think are better, and I would rather work with do something that I'm more comfortable with and want to like keep at, and then have like someone I trust to also be a part of it, and do the directing side and like the other creative sides. So yeah, I don't know. It's
gonna work out. I think it will. I think it will because I've always seen you as such a dedicated person.
Aww,
like I think it's in there. You just gotta figure it out, kind of thing, right?
Aww.
Yeah,
that's true.
I love you, man.
Love you too.
That was a moment.
Aww.
It's also getting really dark, and I feel like we should.
It got super dark. I didn't know it. Like,
it's like 9:00.
I like looked up, and it's like I can barely see you.
I know. So I think we're going to end it there. But thank you so much. Good. Is there anything, besides the internship, is there anything you want to plug that you're doing this summer or your next adventure?
I don't know yet. I'm just working with other people and we'll see where all that stuff goes. I'm writing and...
You're writing.
I'm writing. I have a few different ideas that I'm writing, and I'm working on like a short kind of like experimental piece.
Okay.
That I never like would have done during school, but now I'm like, okay, this is kind of where I think
You're out of there.
I could do something, and I don't know, just wanna create.
Yes.
We'll see.
And you will. Just keep busy. Yeah, like that's always what I try and do is just
always
find something else to do.
Exactly. You gotta make your own deadlines and stick with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's basically why I made this podcast, actually, was to just like have another way to like discuss art and discuss like the thing that I love so much.
Yeah,
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're making so many of them too. Like
I'm making them every week.
That's really awesome.
This will probably go out in like August. That's how many I have already.
That's insane. Oh my!
I'm not sure
I
yet,
actually
yeah.
love that. Well, I was thinking too. I wanna get. I think I'm gonna try to get a whole bunch of film people, and then you should do.
Oh my god!
You should do a podcast with all of them.
We could do like a round table.
Let me tell you, there's.
As I look at my
as you look at
kitchen
your
table.
round table.
My round table right here.
Well, because there's so many other perspectives
Mm-hmm.
on what's going on other than me. So, and I know
Oh my
much
God, of
people,
course.
so I think that'd be fun.
No, I would love to like because I have a lot of dancers come on because that's just the people that I
Of
know
course,
or
yeah.
choreographers. But I'd love to have like people who do like sculpture or like I don't know.
Mhm.
Sculpture is not really good for a podcast, but like I could put pictures, I guess. But like like it's art. It's about art, not about like dance. And dance is one thing. So that would be great. And we're gonna work together soon. We're gonna do something.
That's another thing that
We always say we will, but
we will. I'll make a deadline.
it is on the podcast that we will.
It's been said.
There we
It's been
go.
noted.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Beck.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Yes.